Hello, it's Ambling Amanda here. I'm ambling along today with my sun hat on, my sundress, and I was thinking a little bit this morning about identity and how people see us and conceive of us. Yesterday I had a little bit of a gathering in my garden, and some people had never met before, but I guess, you know, the thread that was there was that each of those people knew me in some way. Maybe some of them had never met before. And I was just thinking, I think what I learnt in psychology is that we kind of judge if we like someone or not within about the first 7 seconds of meeting them. And just a moment ago, I bumped into someone that I know. And the last time I saw them, I was wearing very different clothes. I was wearing a more funky jacket, cardi, and you know, I didn't have my flowery sundress on and my sun hat. And she actually just didn't recognise me at all. And it just got me thinking about identity, the clothes we wear, the impressions we give, and how quickly we are as a society to kind of judge people, as it were, as the book cover rather than what's inside the book. So I remember once one of my lecturers at college when I was doing my PGCE, he turned up to give a lecture and he'd put a strange hat on. And I think the message that he was giving was all about identity and, you know, how we judge people or we don't judge people according to how they present themselves to us. And, you know, I'm sure it's the same on YouTube with, you know, some people gravitate towards some channels, others, you know, like you lot who are here, thank you so much, you know, gravitate towards different personalities. Could be the sound of somebody's voice, it could be, you know, anything really. Could be the way that they intonate, the way they walk, talk, anything. So yeah, thank goodness that there is a variety of people in this world, messages. But yeah, I'm just wondering, you know, how much is it kind of how we appear to be, maybe the roles that we are playing, maybe that's even more significant than, you know, who we are. And do we really know who we are? You know, I was watching some videos this week about Carl Jung, and some of you may or may not have heard about the Red Book. So the Red Book is something he wrote when he was kind of almost having some sort of mental breakdown, but the way he saw it is that it was a kind of breakthrough. And I think it was kind of like the disintegration of his ego in a sense and reconstructing who he actually was. And he wrote this very honest book about that, known as the Red Book. Sorry about that, I just lost one of my greyhounds. So yeah, there was somebody on a Consortium of Misfits, which is a group that I'm in, talking about, sorry about the jerky camera movements this morning, talking about therapies and, you know, how the BBC has been sort of like showing therapies to be. And I think what's really needed, and, you know, we're having a real emergency, is that people really do need to get to know their souls. And that might require a dark night of the soul. And it might be that people are prescribed with drugs or given a prescription that they are depressed or whatever it is, you know, whatever that is, that labelling. So just got me thinking a little bit about how we are perceived, the impression we give to the world. You know, are we acting? Are we being real? Would we be as popular if we were real? Would people think we're losing our minds if we speak our minds, speak our hearts? So the lady that I just bumped into is a very spiritual lady, and she said to me, well, I don't think the world is ready to hear my perceptions of things. I don't think it's ready to know this. My last video was all about, you know, being limited in sort of like commenting on YouTube, And then it was almost like I'd picked something up. And then I was suspended from Facebook very soon after that. And then this morning I received an email saying that I was permanently suspended, that I was prevented from being on Facebook. But I feel remarkably relieved about that, because I wasn't really liking the vibe on there, the energy, whatever you call it. And I was much preferring the randomness of the consortium of misfits, of which I belong. And so isn't it interesting? It's almost like the universe is reading or reacting to your feelings, your thoughts, or maybe it is your higher soul purpose as well. Who knows? What are your thoughts about that? Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. Signing out, Ambling Amanda. I'm just in the Abbey today. I'll just give you a little view of the Abbey. It's a lovely big ground. If I do stop, my dogs do moan, by the way. And we've got the... Yeah, it's been here for a very long time. It was one of the most important places after Westminster Abbey here. Until the dissolution of the Abbey. I think it was in 1539. Well, thank you so much for watching. You take care now. Bye for now.